Welcome learners to the NIOS studio. Today we are going to discuss English lesson number 7, The Show Shine. This story is about a stranger who comes to town looking for a job. Despite his qualifications, he is not able to find a suitable job. He has just ₹5 in his pocket. He is new in the town and has no friends. Find out where fate eventually leads him to. This is Busy Connaught Place, known as CP. This is center of Delhi. Read the story, The Show Shine, on your own also, and try to understand along with this video. First, we will talk about show shine. Who is a show shine? A person who earns his living by polishing shoes on the roadside. Shown, a show shine, sees a man standing. He walks up to the man and offers to polish his shoes. The man wards off his offer by saying he can't afford it. Was the man honest in saying so? Shown looked puzzled and hurt. Why did Shown look puzzled? Judging by his appearance, the man appeared to be educated and sophisticated. He could not believe that he had no money. He thought the man was trying to make fun of him. He thought that the man was proud and arrogant like other rich, and that this was his way of dismissing him. He thought that the man was mocking at his poverty and profession. Was Shown right in his thinking? The narrator then revealed that he was jobless and had no money to pay him. Shown was still not able to believe him. He made another attempt to convince him. He said that if it were so, then there was more reason for him to look neat and impressive, because he would fail to impress his employers if he looked dirty and unkempt. The narrator, who had given up all hopes by now, commented, "Polished shoes won't make anything better." He was not interested in Chauvin or his advice. He simply wanted to be left alone. What did the narrator mean by saying so? What emotions do such words indicate? Chauvin insisted on walking along with him. He engaged him in intimate conversation, found out that he was a stranger in Delhi and that he had come from Calcutta. The narrator casually asked Chauvin how much he earned in a day. Chauvin told him that a showshine could earn between 3 to 5 rupees on an average in a day. But, he added, this income would go up during the tourist season. This was an eye-opener to the narrator. He did some quick mental calculation. A showshine was perhaps earning more than a clerk in a government office. An idea struck him. Why not work as a showshiner? The narrator discussed his idea with Chauvin. Chauvin could not believe his ears. He again thought that the narrator was merely making fun of him. Why was Chauvin still not ready to believe him? What was the compulsion before an educated man like him to take up an unskilled profession? Chauvin had always believed that an educated man had plenty of avenues to explore. Chauvin took this profession because he had lost his father at a very young age. There was no one to support him. So he had to give up schooling. With no education or support, he became a showshine out of compulsion and not by choice. Chauvin's conviction. Also, he could not speak English, which was a handicap. If he could, he would not be polishing shoes. He believed that an educated man was cut out for a more prestigious white-collar job and not for a showshine's job. Do you think knowledge of English is important to get a job? Was Chauvin right in his convictions? Chauvin believed that office work was more dignified. An educated man who had been to a university should be working there and not be polishing shoe on the streets. Do you think there are some jobs which are more dignified than others? The narrator explained, a clerk's job would not fetch him as much money as Chauvin could. With a mere 5 rupees in his pocket, it was difficult to survive in a new city. All his efforts to get a job had failed. There was no hope of getting a job soon. He was desperate to do anything for his survival. What light does this throw on the socio-economic situation of the country? An educated man like the narrator was now desperate. He was willing to shed all ego and take up an unskilled job on the roadside. It was a question of survival. What light does this throw on the socio-economic condition of our country? Chauvin was now convinced that the man was not joking. He told him that he would have to speak to his union members to take permission to induct him in the showshine's profession. He was not sure if they would agree. What resentment could the union have? Why do you think even Showshine had to form a union? The chief worry for the union members would be that if one more person get inducted into their trade, the income would get divided. It would mean reduced daily income for each. The narrator saw a ray of hope. To become a showshine became his primary goal. But there was one hurdle still to overcome. A showshine kit cost between 10 to 12 rupees. He had only 5 rupees with him. How would he buy the kit without any money? He shared his anxiety with Chauvin. Chauvin assured him that once the union gave him permission, then he would somehow help him procure the kit. Chauvin suddenly remembered that the evening show at Rivoli Cinema was going to end, and it was time for him to be there. That was a time to get business. Chauvin did not want to lose his customers. He asked the narrator to meet him at 11 o'clock after the last show. Left alone, multiple thoughts crossed the narrator's mind. He pondered over the history of his great country and what it meant This was a land of achievement and greatness in every field: astronomy, architecture, music, art. About 8 empires had come and gone. This was also a land where Akbar and Ashoka had ruled. The city with such great history was neither able to provide education to a helpless child, nor could it secure jobs for its educated youth. Lost in such thoughts, the narrator did not realize that he had walked 8 miles. He suddenly realized that it was time to meet Chauvin. It was past 11 o'clock. He walked across the deserted streets of Connaught Place to meet Chauvin. Chauvin introduced the narrator to his friends. The friends greeted him with mixed feelings. Narrator was eagerly waiting to hear the union's decision. Why was there a mixed reaction? At this point of time, the union was facing problems with the administration, whereas the administration issued license to all hawkers and the shoe shines were denied. The administration declared shoe shine business on the pavement as illegal and that it could be educated and that it could be equated with begging. Not giving license meant there would be more corruption. In order to earn their livelihood, the shoe shines would have to bribe the policeman on duty. Was the administration's concern correct? All this while, the union was trying hard to plead their case for obtaining a license. They were not educated enough to present their arguments properly before the authority. An educated man could be a boon for them. They thought of a plan. What was their plan? The union members thought he could help them with their correspondence with the authorities. They agreed to grant him permission on a condition that he would agree to interact with the authorities on their behalf and help them procure the license. The narrator's joy knew no bounds. He hugged Chauvinlal. Why was the narrator so happy? Why did he give a special hug to Chauvin? The union then collected money from their savings to buy a Showshine kit for the narrator. They were generous enough not to take his 5 rupees, as they thought he would need it to buy himself some food. All the members contributed their share of the money and put it in a toffee tin. The narrator, much relieved, decided to spend the night at Chauvin's hut. After reading the story, how do you think the narrator would describe Chauvin? An epitome of empathy and mild of human kindness indeed. Now there are some points to ponder. No work is too small or too big to be defined as undignified. You can refer to the story of the squirrel whose contribution, however small, was worthwhile. The poor and the downtrodden should not be demeaned. They may be poor from their pocket, but they are rich in character and heart. State should provide for the education of the deprived and also provide employment opportunities to the educated youth. I hope you have understood and enjoyed the story well. You must study yourself also. Work hard and study well. Thank you.
Dear learners, we learn different adjectives in sign language version one by one. Absent, active, alone, any, beautiful, big, blind, boring, bright, careful, careless, cheap, chief, clean, cold, comfortable, common, cunning, dangerous, dark, deaf, different, difficult, dim, dirty, dry, easy, empty, energetic, equal, expensive, famous, fast, fat, few, flat, flexible, full, foolish, fresh, full, half, funny, handicapped, hard, high, holy, hot, hungry, illiterate, jealous, lame, lace, liquid, little, long, luge, loud, low, lucky, many, more, much, mute, narrow, necessary. Thank you, learners, for watching us.
Dear learners, today we will learn basic words on trees and flowers. We will sign these words one by one. Branch, flower, grass, grow, leaf, lotus, plant, rose, seed, sunflower, thorns, tree. Thank you for watching us. Hope it's useful for you. For any kind of learning support, you can contact us. For more information, log on to www.nios.ac.in. Thanks once again.